On this border video, what does President Biden think should happen to adult men who are assaulting and overpowering U.S. National Guardsmen?
Well, let me just first say we're grateful.
It's insulting, is what it is, and it's amateur hour. All right, no doubt you have seen this footage from our southern border. It was captured by a team with the New York Post, led by reporter Jenny Terre, who's just recently been with the Daily Caller News Foundation, now working for the Post. Look at that. All right, so thank you, New York Post. That was stunning. In fact, you know what? While we're talking about this, we can just let it play there if we want. So what you saw there, I'm sure you've seen this by now, but let's talk through it for a minute, because you had a temporary fence with razor wire that they handled quite easily. Did you notice these are hundreds of illegal immigrants demanding entry into this country? Did you notice they're all about the same age? They're all men. They're all about the same build. They're all pretty agile. Did you also notice that when they pushed through that fence, they ran and ran and ran until they hit that? What's that? Oh, yeah. That's the wall that Donald Trump built. You know, the wall that doesn't work. The wall that wouldn't make a difference. They're running. They push through the fence. They run, and then whap. Right into a wall. Now, sadly, because Joe Biden is the president and he's in charge of the Border Patrol, that gate, that entrance, the door, the locked door right in the wall, as you see it right there, yeah, they're going to open it and let them in an orderly way, one by one, because that's our border security policy right now. Our border security policy is these hordes of people who are plowing through a fence and charging into our country in what can only be described as, what's the word I'm looking for? Invasion. Our border security policy is, well, at the very least, stand in line and come in one at a time. It's an unbelievable video, and reporters over at Fox News caught congressmen Friday afternoon after the video broke, as these congressmen were leaving the House of Representatives and trying to get back to their airport so they can get to their constituents. And they were asked about the video and about the situation. And, well, I want you to see what they had to say.
Look at this video. It's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video.
I'm playing it right now.
Yeah, all right, thank you. There are border solutions that need to happen. We all agree, Republicans and Democrats both agree that border solutions are important.
The key thing is we actually have to reform immigration policy, because the more legal pathways we have, the less chaos we have at the border.
Look at this video. It's pretty dramatic.
Yeah, I haven't seen the video.
I'm playing it right now.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
I think that's my favorite part. You know, you should see this video down at the border. It's pretty dramatic. Yeah, I haven't seen the video. I'm showing it to you right now. Bye-bye. Thanks for playing. They don't care. They don't care. And if they do stop to say anything, it's like, well, that's why we should have passed that bill. And then no one's buying that. It's all BS. And it's awful. And you're suffering because of it. They have no answers. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. And they know that. So let's see how Karine Jean-Pierre addressed the crisis from the podium at the White House. This is Karine Jean-Pierre, what she looks like before she gets her next job on CNN. Or will it be ABC? CBS, maybe? Maybe they'll build a network around her. Well, either way, this is the job she has before that next step.
Has the president seen that dramatic video of migrants surging past National Guardsmen in Texas and El Paso?
I mean, look, I have not spoken to the president about that video. What I can say is this, I really truly believe that's a question for, the Republican governor of Texas, right? This is something that he should address, that he should actually speak to. The president has worked with Congress in the Senate, as I just spoke to, about getting an immigration bill done, making sure that we deal with the border challenges that we see that we're now seeing, and you have a governor of Texas who has continued to politicize this.
Now we're seeing the border challenges that we're now seeing. No, we've been seeing it since the day you were sworn in. And it's not a challenge, it's a crisis. It's a complete and total catastrophe. Let's just get this straight. The spokesperson for the White House has asked if the president, head of the executive branch of the federal government in charge of border security and national security, if he has seen the video of the illegal immigrants storming through a barricade, pushing past armed military personnel to demand entry into the country. And she says, that's a question for the governor of Texas. You know, last I checked, it was the Biden administration suing the governor of Texas, demanding that he step down, back off, and not do anything about the border, because the border and national security and the protection of our international border is the sole purview and responsibility of, you guessed it, the president of the United States. So now the president's asked about a breach of that border, and she says, ask the governor of Texas. You can't make it up with these people. They have no shame. But the questioning continued, and the shameless responses continued.
So we've done the work. We have done the work. And we need more. Yes, we were able to secure more funding for DHS with this budget deal, but we need more resources. We do. And so there is an agreement. There is an agreement that took 2 months to get to. I don't know. It's up to them. They have to answer that question.
Still passing the buck to Republicans. It's amazing. And of course, everybody sees through that lie. The American people see through it. They ask a poll after poll after poll, and everybody knows who's responsible for the bill. Oh, we worked 2 months for it. This is over 3 years in the making. You worked 2 months on a bill. And that bill, I don't even want to relitigate what the bill is. You know how bad that bill was? Even Mitch McConnell wouldn't bring it up for a vote. Why did Republicans even talk to them? Honestly, I don't know what it is about Washington, D.C. They get this bizarre mentality that Democrats don't hate them. And all they've got to do is turn on television every night and see that they do, in fact, hate them. And I hope this is a life lesson for people like James Lankford about whether they should sit and negotiate with Democrats about something this critical and this important. Hell, they did this to Ronald Reagan back in '87. Does no one read history? You know what? We should do a special show. We should work on like Friday specials, maybe, pre-recorded, thought out, sort of just one topic shows. Like I would love to do a half an hour on the history of border and immigration and how we got here. It goes all the way back to the 60s, actually, with Ted Kennedy and their reworking of immigration policies. It led to the amnesty deal of 1987 when Ronald Reagan was dragged kicking and screaming to sign the amnesty deal. It gave amnesty to illegal immigrants in this country, one-time only amnesty, but in exchange for it, Reagan would only sign it. He didn't want to sign it, but he only signed it if the Democrats would commit to building a wall and enforcing border security on our southern border so there would never be any illegal crossings again. How'd that work out? Shockingly, the Democrats lied and went back on their deal. All right. Then Doocy jumped in here from Fox News on the border.
Thank you. So on this border video, what does President Biden think should happen to adult men who are assaulting and overpowering U.S. National Guardsmen?
Well, let me just first say we're grateful, and I said this moments ago, to Border Patrol agents for their to quickly work and get the situation under control and apprehend the migrants. So I want to be really clear that everyone who was apprehended by Border Patrol. They were able to do their job, even though it's made it more. Even though Republican governor, in particular Governor Abbott, has made it difficult for them. They need more resources. We need more personnel. I mean, we have to have the backs of our law enforcement on the ground who are dealing with this every day. But Republicans are getting in the way. Republicans in Congress do not want to help. And you have a Governor Abbott, who's politicizing it. That is what's happening. Border Patrol agents did their job, even though the governor is getting in the way of them doing their job.
The question was, what should happen to the illegal immigrants who overran and assaulted Border Patrol agents to demand entry into this country. And the answer was, we need more money from Republicans. Blame the governor of Texas. It's just, it's insulting is what it is. And it's amateur hour. But this is all they got. This is why I keep saying that we are winning on these issues. When that's the best answer they've got, we're winning. And then there's a horrific answer from the governor of Massachusetts. Governor of Massachusetts was asked to respond to the arrest of an illegal immigrant who was arrested for child rape at a shelter in Rockland, Massachusetts. And she was asked, what can be done to keep this from happening again? And here's her response.
We asked Governor Healy if she can prevent this type of incident from happening again.
You know, unfortunately, we have security and systems in place. We have vetting in place. It is unfortunate that from time to time things will happen.
Things will happen. Things will happen. A child was sexually assaulted, and her response is things will happen. Oh, we have vetting in place. You do? Really? I keep hearing that these people are undocumented. So how exactly do you vet someone that literally has no documents? How do you vet somebody? All right, what's your name? What's your social security? Oh, that's right. You don't have a social security number. Well, what country are you from? Okay, so can we access the criminal records in that country? And like he's going to really give his name, his actual name, his real name? Sorry, I don't have a document. They're not vetting anyone. And look at the attitude from it, not just the things will happen, but watch the blasé sort of as she shrugs her shoulders.
Unfortunately, we have security and systems in place. We have vetting in place. It is unfortunate that from time to time things will happen.
Things will happen. What are you going to do? These things happen. Don't happen in the governor's mansion, though, do they? That's weird. It's weird that there's no illegal immigrants in the governor's mansion raping children. And I'm sure if that did happen, her response would be, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Things will happen, right? There's not a lot we can do about it. We do what we can. We do our best with security. We got some, vetting process, but, things will happen. No, she's protected. Her voters are protected. Her donors are protected. Her big super PAC donors are protected. Her consultants are protected. You, me, your neighbors, things will happen. Things will happen. That said, I got to hand it to the federal government here because over the weekend, after seeing that video of the illegal immigrants plowing through the border and, creating a ruckus, obviously this was really politically damaging for them. And the Biden administration obviously saw that something had to be done. So Border Patrol took action. And yesterday, they eliminated the possibility that this will happen again. Take a look at this. They put up a sign. And it's not a sign that says, hey, all of you adult males of fighting age, illegal immigrants plowing through our fence and assaulting our Border Patrol agents, demanding entry into this country. Don't do that anymore. No. It's not even that pitiful. It's actually 10 times more insulting than anything else. It's a sign for the media. Members of the media, please stay off the ramp and away from the sliding gate. Do not disrupt U.S. Border Patrol operations by being in the way of transportation vehicles. Do not attempt to make contact with migrants unless authorized by U.S. Border Patrol. You see, they recognize what the real disaster is down at the border. They see what the crisis is. The crisis is reporters like Jenny Terre and Julio Rosas and Bill Malugin and others who were down there recording what's going on and letting the American people see it for themselves. They took action to keep you from finding out what a disaster it is down there.